Miss Shivangi Majithia, the adult social care lawyer at London Borough of Ealing, breach of the Data Protection Act 2018 under Section 165, 173, breach of the GDPR 2018 under Article 16, breaches of the European Convention on Human Rights, Article 8, Paragraph 1 and Article 11, breach of confidentiality on the date of June the 22nd, 2020. In addition, the adult social care lawyer breaches of the Data Protection Act 2018, breach of the GDPR 2018, breach of the European Convention on Human Rights, Article 8, Paragraph 1 and Article 11, breach of confidential information. On October the 25th, 2020, Miss Majithia, the adult social care lawyer at London Borough of Ealing Legal Department, misapplied the Care Act 2014, breached the Equality Act 2010 under Section 9 related to race, and the United Nations Convention on all forms against racial discrimination, breached the Equality Act 2010, Section 6, Section 20, and Section 149 in related to disability, and the United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons of Disability, and she breached the United Nations Convention on the Right of Older Persons. In addition, Ms. Majithia breached the United Nations Convention against Corruption, breached the Bribery Act under Section 1, 2, 6, and 7, carry imprisonment up to 10 years. This includes breaching the local authority anti-corruption policy in this respect. On January the 12th, 2021, Ms. Majithia instructed social workers, Ms. Verona Maltman and Ms. Marbay, her first name is Marbay, to commit abuses against the service user. Also, the client of a vice resolution that he is not allowed to have a support practitioner to be at the Care Act assessment meeting, acted with ultra-virus by abusing their powers, acted with inappropriate behavior, breaches the European Convention on Human Rights, Article 11, committed corruption under the Bribery Act 2010, allowed the social workers, Verona Maltman and Marbay, to cover up the abuses, carry imprisonment up to 5 years under the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015. On February the 2nd, 2021, Ms. Shivangi Majithia, the adult social care lawyer, and Kerry Stevens, the adult director of social services, infringed Data Protection Act 2018, GDPR 2018, overtly failed to follow the Data Protection Code of Practice, cover up the abuses and breaches of the service user privacy that took place on 15th of January 2020 and 16th of January 2020. Ms. Majithia being unethical, unprofessional, unlawful by acting with ultra-virus. This includes unreasonable behavior, overtly failed to comply with the Data Protection Code of Practice and the Data Protection Act 2018 and GDPR, which social services failed to comply with the Information Commissioner Office on their action plan. Shivangi Majithia, the adult social care lawyer for London Borough of Ealing, acted with ultra-virus, breaches the service user, fundamental human rights on the Equality Act, the European Convention on Human Rights, Article 11, the Autism Act 2009, Section 3, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, the United Nations Convention on the Right of All the Persons, and the United Nations Convention on All Forms Against Racial Discrimination. London Borough of Ealing Social Services breached the Data Protection Code of Practice. Also produced false documents in view of offering the service user a reablement package of care. Breach is fundamental human rights. Also contravene the Equality Act 2010. They breached the United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. They breached the United Nations Convention on the Right of All the Persons and the United Nations Convention on All Forms Against Racial Discrimination, as further evidence submission exposes London Borough of Ealing Social Services and Miss Shivangi Majithia, the other social care lawyer at London Borough of Ealing Legal Department, are being exposed for using discriminatory policy with less favourable treatment towards the service user, damage her own professional reputation, and the loss of confidence, respect and trust at London Borough of Ealing Legal Department, which they lack probity for being uneconomical with the truth. The council inadvertently failed to take the report of Dr. Mark Lyall report very seriously on the long-term care in reference of the service user, eligible and support needs, which is very serious allegation against London Borough of Ealing that it acted unreasonable. It has committed corruption by offering bribes. For the reason of doubt, London Borough of Ealing are still covering up the abuse, telling lies to the court, bribing the lawyers, committed corruption and criminality with fraud, produced false documents and scam on the Care Act Assessment 2014. Social services and the service user have not reached no agreement to progress the matter, but the local authority had failed to comply with the Data Protection Code of Practice and the Data Protection Act and the GDPR. Social services failed to comply with the full recommendation on the Lyall report on the service user long-term care. He never agreed to receive any reablement package of care, which Ms. Majithia acted with dishonestly, has committed corruption under the Bribery Act 2010. This includes producing false document, lying about the service user agreeing to reablement package of care. She has committed fraud in this respect, had produced false document, which is a criminal offence under the Bribery Act. Accordingly, London Borough of Ealing Social Services breached the service user fundamental rights, breaches the United Nations Conventions on the Right of Persons with Disability and the Equality Act. Ms. Majithia produced false documents, acted unlawfully, unreasonable, which the service user never agreed to do reablement package of care, is attempting to cheat and lie whether the long-term care and support needed does agree to the report of Dr. Mark Lyall report that London Borough of Ealing has acted unlawfully, have breached the service user fundamental rights as evidence submission, which the local authority is being exposed, and they've been loss of trust and confidence, which destroy their professional reputation in this regard. The service user repeated the same allegation about Ms. Majithia, and various council officers acted unreasonable with ultra-vires, which they have acted with counterproductive on the key issues, had failed to comply with the subject access data protection, with subject access data requests, had breached and infringed the data protection law, and in other words, they have committed past abuses. They have lied to the service users, lawyers, courts, serial data protection breaches, also produced false documents as serious allegation. In summary, Ms. Majithia and Adult and Social Services produced false documents under the Bribery Act in the attempt to bribe the service user to consider the suggestion of a reablement package of care has been offered as corruption with fraud in this regard. Shivangi Majithia and Kerry Stephen have breached the Data Protection Code of Practice and the Data Protection Act and the GDPR 11 times between January the 23rd, 2023 and May the 22nd, 2023, making up the law which doesn't exist, produced false documents, had lied, lying to win by dishonesty, failure to reply on the deadline letter. For the void of the doubt, Miss Majithia, the adult social care lawyer at London Borough of Ealing, and legal department representing social services acted unreasonable. A serious allegation against her, have lacked probity, have breached the service user fundamental rights on the ground of his multi-disability, age, race, have breached the Equality Act and the United Nations Convention on the Person of Disability and other UN convention in this regard.